Hello and welcome, my name's Ghost. You're probably looking at this thinking, what on earth? And if you haven't seen this before, you're probably a little bit confused right now. Maybe thinking I might have hacked into some sort of military satellite. No, this is something called Godzy. Now, full credit to the original creator Bilawal. He has a YouTube channel, a GitHub, all of that will be linked down in the description and credited via my GitHub page that I've just created for my future projects that I have ongoing. So this is something incredibly amazing. This was made by a developer originally who worked for Google, and the original version of this required you to have basically a Google billing account, open AI, so you were able to talk to it and stuff like that. So what I wanted to do is make a few changes, because originally when you used to, all of these things you see on my screen at the moment, these are military aircraft. I can also do many other things. If I enable all aircraft, you can now see all the aircraft flying over the United Kingdom. What I'm going to do is just change this down here, so you're going to see me clicking this. I'm going to open this up, come down here and give it a bit more of a normal casual appearance. Another thing we can do on here is enable all the ships. So what I've done, I made a few changes. Now military vessels will show as red, and I want to speak about some of the changes I've done. So at the moment this is now set up for free use. You don't need a Google account, you don't need OpenAI, you don't need any of that. You just literally start it and it works. There's no fucking around. I wanted it to be easy for people with no experience, with nothing. So I've changed the maps, because originally this was Google Maps and it was all 3D, and the original version is fantastic. If you want to spend money, do it. Another thing I've done is originally when you would click onto aircraft, it would zoom in. I'm going to show that on screen now. It would zoom in onto an aircraft. And that was quite annoying. Say you're panned out into an oval view like I am now. You just want to be able to click on aircraft. So I created this UI here, which will basically display all the aircraft details, and this will also apply for the ships. Now some of the ships, I haven't pulled any of the ship data, because again I'm relying on free data, I'm not relying on paid data. So what we can do, we can enable all the military aircraft. You can also do things like CCTV and radio. So what we're going to do now is we're going to enable the radio stations, and let's see what we can pick up. So you can do that all around the world, and this works worldwide for many things. Another very fascinating thing you can do with this. Now obviously there's lots of conflicts going around in the world. Over here we have Crimea, the Black Sea, and obviously countries like United Kingdom, we have lots of vital assets. For example, we have underwater cables. So what we can do here, if we just let's turn some military flights off, let's turn off ships. What we can do now is we can start routing and mapping cables. These are very important infrastructure for people like me making this video. Without these cables I could not post this video. So what we could start doing, if you're a nerd like me, I am the biggest nerd on the planet, full stack dev. It allows me to just have fun with all sorts of different things and projects ongoing. So what we can do is we can enable the military aircraft, we can get a good flight, and I wonder what that is. We don't have any data on that. So it's quite interesting just to look around and see what we can find. And then obviously we can turn off the military flights, and what we can do, we'll turn off all the data lines, and what we'll do is we'll turn back on the ships. So we can go around, we can look around, and let's see if we can find any red. We can see some that are in harbours, and we're not getting any pictures for these, as I mentioned. This is just an incredible tool. As I mentioned before, you have different visual effects. So this was the first one I was relying on. That's pretty cool. You can view things like satellites as well. So when you have all this information ongoing, it's just easier to just get some information. So here we can see lots of satellites. Absolutely incredible. Obviously I would highly recommend, if you want to get the full Google Maps, pay for Google Maps, use the original version, don't use mine. This is just some minor changes. I probably obviously I might actually have some cool ideas what we could do with this, and again I'd want to give full credits to the original author. But yeah, this is dope. So yeah, if you're interested in this and you want to play around with this and have a look and see what sort of things you can find, then by all means check out my GitHub or check out the original author's GitHub, and it's been a pleasure showcasing this video. And in the next video, my god, do I have an exciting and crazy story to share with you.